Bring in the author and analyst who also knows a lot about weapons of mass destruction. Joseph Cirincione is the president of Plowshares Fund, the author of the book Bomb Scare. Joe, thanks very much for coming in.
My pleasure, Wolf.
If what, 30 or 40% of these rebels are now about to be designated by the U.S. as part of a terrorist organization, how dangerous is it to start training these people in dealing with chemical weapons?
Well, you're not training them. Obviously, what the U.S. is trying to do is forge closer operational contacts with the rebel forces that are closer to the U.S., that are more sympathetic.
Can you separate them out?
You're going to have to separate them out, and the answer is yes. The coalition of rebel forces is diverse. What the United States is trying to do is cut off the more al-Qaeda-like elements and cooperative operations with the ones who are more sympathetic to our needs. You're going to have to operate this way. If Assad falls, and that appears to be a matter of weeks or months, you can't send in the 82nd Airborne to secure this. You're going to have to use the forces that are on the ground, the rebel forces, to go after these chemical weapon sites.
This is pretty sophisticated to secure a chemical weapon site. How do you train these people who basically don't have the expertise?
It is. Well, actually, it's one of the things that's working in our advantage. So if a terrorist group were to get a hold of these chemical weapon stockpiles, it's not at all easy to know what to do with it, how to handle it. You might actually end up killing yourself rather than killing others. So you want to take the people that are closest to us, give them the skills that they need to secure the site, stand back until we can get more trained personnel in.
Well, and there's so much concern over the chemical weapons and their security right now. Walk us through the kinds of chemical weapons that the Assad regime has, how much, and where the real concern is.
Sure. There's major uncertainties as to location, quantities, and toxicity. Some of this agent could be quite old, but the intelligence over decades has been quite clear. We're talking about hundreds of tons of blister agent, such as mustard gas, and deadly nerve agents like sarin, possibly VX. A drop on your skin can kill you. It's deliverable in dozens of different ways, including warheads for Scud missiles. We believe they have between 100 and 200 of those, airdrop munitions, and even artillery shells. While we have some uncertainty about this, you do not want to take this threat lightly. This is an arsenal that could kill hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of people.
We know Saddam Hussein used chemical poison gas in his war against Iran, in his war against Iraqi Kurds.
Yes.
Do you believe, having studied this for a long time, Bashar al-Assad, if he sees himself on the ropes, would use chemical weapons against his own people?
It's possible. He doesn't need to do this. Obviously, he killed 40,000 people already. He doesn't need chemical weapons to kill. But these weapons have a unique sort of terror aspect to them that can terrorize urban areas, even if the actual casualties are only measured in the hundreds. He is desperate. This is why you heard the President of the United States just a week ago today go on and warn him and those under his command. If you use these, there will be consequences. You'll hope that even if Assad is crazy enough to give the order, those around him will have a self-preservation principle and won't execute that order.
Now, just to repeat, you think Bashar al-Assad is toast within a matter of weeks or a few months?
Clearly, he's losing the battle on the ground. Rebel forces are battling on the outskirts of Damascus now. The rebels are taking over major military bases, increasingly well armed. You can see we're in the end game now, and that's why you're worried that Assad might do a desperation move. That's one bad scenario. The equally bad scenario is that he falls, the entire regime collapses, and terrorists scoop into those chemical weapons before we can secure and destroy them.
And they fall into the wrong hands. Even
scary stuff all around. Joe Cirincione, thanks very much.
Thank you.